What's up, YouTube? It's week 2 of the Rast Report. I want to thank you guys for joining me again. Appreciate all the comments and feedback I got on the first video. It was awesome to see everybody who showed some love, so I really appreciate that. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, be sure to click that button below and add the notifications so you can stay up to date on when I'm posting. So I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. I know I did. I spent a lot of time with friends and family, and so that was awesome to do. And so now that we're back in the swing of things, I want to talk a little bit about planning and goal setting. I think that's going to be key as I begin to start my e-commerce business. And so I think any venture that you start, it's important to not only know where you're trying to go, but how are you going to get there. So I'll start with my goals in my e-commerce business. And when I looked online to see what other people were setting for goals, I did see a lot of unrealistic goals. There were people who were saying, you know, I'm going to make $20,000 in my first month and $100,000 a month here on out. Now, do I think people can do that? I'm sure some people can and will, but I think for more realistic goals, I've set the following for myself. So in the first 30 days, my goal is to sell 10 products on my e-commerce site. I don't care if it's one product 10 times or 10 different products once, or even if I turn a profit. I just want to know that I'm doing all the right things and I'm able to generate sales, and then I can narrow it down and figure out how do we turn up the profits or how do we turn up each of the individual items. So first 30 days, 10 sales on my e-commerce site. I think that's totally reasonable. Looking forward to doing it. My 60-day goal is to generate a $200 net profit in my business. And so this is going to be money that's left over after all of my expenses, web hosting, domain hosting, payment processing, advertising fees, things of that nature. So that's going to be a $200 net profit goal at the end of 60 days, rolling into a 90-day goal of $1,000 in net profit. By my 6-month mark, I want to generate a business that has $2,000 a month in net profit, something that's a little more consistent, and I'd like to start hitting that target by the 180-day mark or 6 months. And then finally, my year goal, 365-day goal, is to generate $4,000 a month in net profits by the end of my first year on this journey. So I think another thing that I've implemented, a rule for myself, is that I will not be taking any profits out of the business for the first year. I'll be continuing to reinvest any extra money that I generate back into the business, and I think that's going to allow me to scale at a quicker pace, to learn and fail faster, so we can get to that $4,000 a month net profit mark. So those are my goals, and I look forward to sharing the milestones with you as we go along. So now that we have our goal set, how are we going to get there? I've got the next 30 days laid out, and this will be my plan of action to try and get to my goal of 10 sales on my e-commerce website. And this will also give you a good guideline of what you can expect for content over the next 4 weeks or 30 days, because I'm going to be following this step by step. So week 1 is going to be identifying what products and niche that I want to sell in. So it may be multiple niches, it may be multiple different products, but I need to identify a set of 10 to 20 products that I can generate good profit margins on and then start to run ads to on my e-commerce site. I'm going to need to build out that e-commerce site, both the front end, which is going to be the consumer side that everybody sees when they come to visit my store, and then also the back end. And this is going to be things like the payment processing, the autoresponders to confirm your order's been received and that it's shipped, and any follow-up emails that may be necessary. Things that I'm going to see on my end from an analytics standpoint, so I can understand where my traffic's coming from and what's working and what isn't. And then in addition to that, I'm going to need to build out some Facebook fan pages for each of these products or each of these niches. And that's going to allow me to do most of my advertising through Facebook to drive ads back to my website. And I'll do that through Facebook fan pages. And we'll get more in detail in that as we go through these weeks. So week 2 is going to be placing ads on Facebook and then testing them. So the method that I chose to go with, and I've done a lot of research on, is the $5 a day method. It's pretty much what most people consider the minimum investment that you can gather a fair amount of data on. You can go as low as $2 a day on Facebook ads, but from everything that I've read and the research that I've done, $5 is really want to be, and you want to run it for 5 days minimum in length. And that'll give you a good idea of what demographics are performing on those ads, whether that ad's going to perform at all. if you need to tweak your copyright or your images or your videos. So week 2 is going to be running Facebook ads for each of those products. I'm going to be running $5 a day for 5 days in a row, and that'll lead us into week 3 where we're going to analyze that data. So I'm going to take non-performing ads that are not getting any sort of conversion or click-through rates. I'm going to look at those and I'm going to see, do I need to change maybe my wording or my copy, my ad copy that I have written, or do I need to change the image or the video, or do I need to drop the ad entirely if it's not going to work? And then I'm going to go ahead and split test the well-performing ads. So there will be ads that are getting good conversion and good click-through, and that's where we're going to want to take that 5-day set of data and dig a little deeper and figure out which slices of that broader demographic are actually performing well, and then we're going to split test individual ads into those demographics to further flush out who exactly is my customer when I go to advertise these products. So week 4, we will have a lot of good data by then. We'll have 2 weeks of advertising data to go off of. This is where we're really going to start to scale the ads that are working and generating a profit. So if I have products that are generating enough money after my advertising costs to continue to justify the time it'll take me to fulfill all the orders, then I'm going to ramp those ads up to maybe $10 or $20 or $25 a day, depends on what sort of profit I'm generating at that point. We're going to go ahead and drop ads that are not performing at a profit margin that I'm comfortable with, meaning either they're not generating a profit, it costs me too much advertising spend to get a sale on that product, or it's not enough profit to justify the amount of time it takes me to fulfill the orders. So we'll drop those entirely, and then we're going to have to find new products again. So it's essentially a wash, rinse, repeat scenario, because let's say in this funnel I have 10 products that I identify up top, but by the time we get to week 4, I've got maybe 1 or 2 products that are really performing up to the guidelines and benchmarks that I've set for my business. Then I need to continue to find new products, or I'm going to have a web page that has 2 products that sell well. I would love to have an online e-commerce store that is filled with products that sell really well. And so as we're dropping ads and products that are not creating us enough profit, we need to continually research new products so we can put them back into the top of the pipeline here and then run the 4-week process against it. So this is my plan of action to get to these goals here. Week 3 will be really awesome. I'll be able to tell you guys how the build out went and some of the challenges that I faced there. So I look forward to you guys joining me. Again, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please click the button below, add the notifications so you know when I'm posting, you can stay up to date. I look forward to seeing you guys next week. This is another edition of the Rast Report. Thanks.